So Tobin, you ruined Pat Riley's weekend.
I ruined his weekend. So he had his State of the Heat address on Friday, did the Zoom call with the media. And you guys know I've been doing a lot of Heat media stuff this year, just kind of for kicks. We've gotten the morning show, so I figured why not? I'm going to be, doing the press conferences. It's been great for us. We've gotten some good interviews. We got to sit down with Riley this year, which was cool.
First question is Brandon Tobin.
That's right. Thank you, Rob. So Riley had his Zoom press conference on Friday, talked for like 45 minutes after what was a long delay because they couldn't figure out a Zoom echo issue. But Riles was talking, he's wax poetic. I want to get to a lot of the stuff that he said because he talked about Bam's extension, he talked about Jimmy Butler and Orking and all that type of stuff, all the fun stuff. But my question, everybody was asking all the stuff about the future. I wanted to ask about the finals. Like it came up to me, everybody, I had a couple things like in case my questions got ticked off Leroy. I was just like, all right, I want to ask about that. And by the time they got to me, I was like, all right, my last thing is the finals. It's kind of the last thing that was on my list. And so they get to me. And so I just asked Riles. I'm just like, all right. Should we just play the answer?
Yes.
All right. It's a long answer.
No. Wait. Are you going to play the answer without the question?
No, I want to play the question.
Because I hate when they do that. So-and-so said this, and we don't include the question, so it's
right.
We don't want to take it out of context.
I'm going to I have everything in there. It's a long answer because the big point of this is
we got 2 hours.
People took this quote and they took two words in this quote and they ran with it. And they made it seem like Riley was a bitter old man this weekend. So not only did I ruin his question because I ruined his weekend with the question because I clearly made him go down a road that pained him to talk about the loss, but also then everybody took him out of context and made him seem like he was salty and bitter. So here's the question. Buckle up. It's a long one because he does a lot of reflecting in it. And I asked him about the finals, the injuries, and here's what the Godfather had to say.
Okay, our next question will be from Brendan Tobin from 790 The Ticket.
Hey, Pat, I wanted to know how you took in the NBA Finals. Game 1, you lose 2 of your guys with Goran and Bam getting banged up. What was going through your mind as these guys are trying to fight to get back on the court? They do get out there, and I guess is there any second guessing in your own self that what if we did have them for the entire thing?
I hate to talk about it. It's an excuse. I would have liked to win without Goran and Bam, at 100%, but we just didn't have enough. Jimmy, is Superman. The 2 games that he had were 2 of the best games ever that I've seen in the finals. The 2 triple doubles to get us there, playing 47, 48 minutes. So, yes, don't make me go back and do that because, I'll think about it, all winter and lament if only. And sometimes that's what you're dealt in the NBA Finals, and you got to try to find a way to overcome. If we had maybe more veterans or another player, we had a lot of young guys that all of a sudden really had to step up and do double time and double down on their games and their performances. And so it's not easy. But yes, I'd like to see what it would be like with everybody whole. But, we'll get that shot again. And I'm just so proud of what our guys did. And we didn't, I'll tell you another thing, the narrative about the end, the Lakers were great. They were a great team. And they have the greatest player in the game today in LeBron and Anthony Davis and a cast of, real veteran players that knew what to do at those moments. So, they beat us fair and square. They were the best team, but there's always going to be that asterisk, that caveat. If we had Bam and Goran was our leading scorer in the playoffs at 100%, could have gone to the 7th game, or whatever. But thank you for reminding me to get the best. And I appreciate that. But I'm not going to look back on it. I'm just going to look at all the positive things and get Goran healthy and Bam healthy and bring everybody back and try to add to the mix.
So there you go, Leroy. That was the full exchange of
now, he did have to come back and say he meant an asterisk by our name
Right.
not the Lakers, because
yes, this is what
that
happens.
asterisk comes across as a negative thing.
I listen. It was a whole long answer, and I texted you guys immediately. I was like, FYI, my question ruined Pat Riley's day. Because it actually does in some ways bother me. Because, man, if we did have everybody, I would have because why would it naturally not? First of all, Pat Riley owes nothing to nobody. Like, you're allowed to be within your own thoughts. Think about what if. It's not like it's not like he's going on First Take the next day and saying it.
But here's the thing, though. I don't have a problem with anything he said for this reason. You built a team with a way of and a method of playing, unlike, I might add, any other team you've ever had. So you already have questions. Is this going to work on the big stage? So you get to the big stage, you get excited to see if what you have done to change the way you have done things is going to work.
Right.
And then guys get hurt. And you never get to see whether what you have done, because guess what? If you want to know what Pat Riley wants his team to look like, just look at the Lakers. Because that's what the Heat were with the big three. You had three guys, a couple of young guys you never have to depend on, and a whole bunch of vets to come off the floor that had been there before, that if something goes wrong, you got a vet that could come through, right?
Yeah. Well, so he ends up giving credit to the Lakers. He praises the Lakers. He says it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. He hates doing it. There, in a 3-minute answer, is there natural wonder from his standpoint? Yeah, if we were at full strength, would I have liked to see what that is? Obviously. But you said the A word. You said the A word, and everybody ran with it. And so I start hitting you guys up on Saturday. I say, look what I've done. I see CBS Sports headline. Pat Riley says LeBron and Lakers beat the Heat fair and square, but there'll always be an asterisk. Yahoo Sports, they beat us fair and square, but there'll always be an asterisk.
Here's how this goes.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Slam Online. Pat Riley believes Lakers 2020 championship deserves an asterisk. These are just the headlines. Deserves an asterisk.
Oh, no, they even changed it. They didn't even.
Bleacher Report. Pat Riley thinks Bam and Goran at 100% would have changed the finals. They would have beat, and then giant bold quote. They beat us fair and square, but there's always going to be an asterisk. That caveat. NBC Sports. Pat Riley says Lakers title has asterisk due to Miami injuries. So everybody just took a 3-minute answer. They took a little part of it, and they made it seem like bitter old man. He's hosing down the Lakers. He's hosing down LeBron.
Now,
Riley's still salty.
Here's what sucks about this. And this is why when people wonder why I get on the media so much and why I think they have a lot of low-rent moves. Here's one of those low-rent moves. Because guess what they're going to do? They're going to take that little snippet and take it to LeBron.
Yep.
You see what I mean?
Yep. Or LeBron just sees it on social media.
Right. And so, and then this whole conversation becomes about LeBron, not about what was taken out of context.
And their relationship. And people are going to go back to the bitterness. And by the way, and the thing with this organization is this organization lives in the no excuse zone. Like they will not talk about and the thing that pissed me off the most during the NBA finals was the Heat are sitting here, it's Jimmy Butler and just everybody, a teenager, Kelly Olynyk, they're stringing it together, and the minute that they get a win, Frank Vogel's bitching about the referees. I hated that. Let's
separate. Hold on. All coaches do that.
No.
Yes, they do.
Spo doesn't do that.
Yes, they do.
Spo doesn't do that.
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
Well, when you start a conversation with "do not find me," yes, you do.
That's different.
Oh my goodness.
That's different. It's not the same. That's not the same.
So wait. Perfect phrase.
Do not find me.
They Tobined the answer. Yes.
Well, look. When he did say it, I'm not going to lie. When he did say it in all of it, when he said the word asterisk, my ears did perk up. I'm like, oh.
Right.
Because, I remember the last time that happened during the playoffs. It was It was when it was the Boston series starting, and Gogi said the thing about Giannis, where he's like, oh, we can't just, he goes, he's got support that Giannis doesn't have. And it says, oh, he's adorable in Slovenia. People are going to run with that. You know, I do know in this, like, I know in this business when the media will be skeevy and run with something. And I did think, you say the A word and people are going to run with that. Now, Riley did clarify, as Leroy said, he did have a clarifying statement on Sunday. He says, the asterisk is next to the Heat's name, not the Lakers. Their title is legitimate. Our loss has an asterisk next to it. The Lakers were the better team.
Hey,
period.
Is it safe to say that in the bubble, the teams that had the home court advantage were at a disadvantage because they fought all year for something and they couldn't take advantage of it?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't disagree with that. I think that, and I think that probably helped the. I mean, look, the Heat were a 5 seed, so they would have been wouldn't have had home court advantage in any series.
Well, they would have tried harder to secure the home court advantage in the first round.
Probably, but
you stop making it sound like, oh, if they known,
so they would have had it.
Teams had to come, they would have just won that game. Get out of here.
Okay, so they would have had it. Let's just argue around. They would have had it against the Pacers.
All right,
right.
And that was the other funny thing is everybody was like, oh, well, how about the Heat's run? It's tainted. Sabonis was out. Giannis was out after 3 games. It's like, bro, they were up 3-0 without Giannis, with Giannis in there. They were kicking his ass with or without. They won their only game without Giannis. Like, that's the thing that I'm sure Riley hated is like, oh, now everyone's gonna think that our run is fugazi. Like, he doesn't want to do that.
Like, but that works both. Right? See, and that's the thing. If you were to put something out there like that, then people are gonna start picking apart your. Look, man, I don't care how you got there. It is not like. Guess what? I'll give you. Let's make this a football thing for a second, right? Do you realize how bad Ben Roethlisberger was in his first Super Bowl win? Do you realize how bad Tom Brady was in his Super Bowl win? But guess what they talk about? Super Bowl champs. That's it.
Rangs.
That's it. So don't all of a sudden you just add that to the number of Super Bowl rings they have. Okay? Look, it hurts my heart to say Trent Dilfer, Super Bowl champ.
That hurts your heart?
Because I know why they won.
Yeah.
Right. Let's keep it real. But guess what?
Although now he's the Tua guru, so
I must acknowledge
slow your roll.
That Trent Dilfer, for the rest of his life, will be a Super Bowl champ. Okay? But when we think about quarterbacks, like, we automatically assume that team won because of, the quarterback. No. So in basketball, who cares?
But also, like, why? But but this is the other thing. Like, the asterisk work always makes people crazy. But why can't Pat Riley, in a moment of honesty, say, "Yeah, I would have liked to have"?
Oh, now you like honesty. Now you like.
I'm just saying, like,
bum.
But
You just got on Fitzpatrick for being honest.
Oh, because
get out of here with you.
No. That's selfish honesty.
No. That's Pat Riley, you like him, and you like Tua, and you don't like Fitzpatrick.
That's not the same. That's not the same thing.
No.
That's not the same thing.
Boxed in, Robbie.
That's not boxed in. That's not the same thing.
Yo, what?
That's not the same. Right, Ryan Fitzpatrick having a selfish moment where he's like, "Oh, look at me."
It's a selfish moment. It's not an emotional moment.
No, Riley is doing reflecting on a painful loss in the finals, and also the fact that they got in there right away and lost their two of their best players. Why? What's wrong with that? Why can't we? You don't think? Let me tell you something. You don't think that the Lakers would be bitching and moaning if they lost anybody for any amount of time? Get the hell out of here, nonstop.
No.
I haven't heard how LeBron James should have been MVP of the 2015 Finals, left and right. Oh, because he was out there with Dellavedova. Oh, they did it for him. So Riley can't go out there and say, "Oh, you know what? It would have been nice to have our leading scorer."
But it's one thing for people to do it for you. It's another thing to do it yourself.
Well, that's how I went into the question, because I was upset. I'm still thinking about it.
Hey, I think I don't want to do this, but I must. You were suspended for 2 interviews.
What?
for asking Pat Riley questions.
Why? Why am I
Because
suspended?
you keep making the old man feel sad.
Well, it's just no. Because
You're a dream squasher.
Pat Riley and I are kindred petty spirits. That's what it comes down to. We're kindred petty spirits, and everybody wants to go in there. They want to ask about the future. I want to ask about the past.
The opposite of Mark McGuire.
By the way, now you talk. Now you talk. Where's my boxed in?
I had to hear the case out, and then you were starting to agree with Tobin.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, you did. Illegitimate box in.
Oh my goodness!
Text on ticket driven by Kendall Toyota and West Kendall Toyota. Texter writes in, "Wow, Tobin, such a fake laugh. Sounded like a little kid laughing at Grandpa's joke. That was Skolnick. That wasn't me. I was muted. That was Skolnick giggling like a schoolgirl." So go to hell, Texter. Although I was giggling like a schoolgirl, muted on my line.
You know how to use the Zoom, unlike your other guy with a close last name to you.
Tobin? You got to know where to aim that webcam, Playboy. Another texter says Tobin banned from talking to Riley, made him sad.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that asterisk.
That's what everybody heard. Riley talks for 3 minutes, and all anybody heard this week, because it's going to be on all the debate shows. Like, put all the clarifying statements you want.
But the thing is
if you get a chance to debate LeBron's championships, first take, Skip Bayless, undisputed. They're all running with it this week.
First things first.
Pat Riley said what? He said asterisk. He said asterisk. Put it up there.
Asterisk.
Right, Rachel Nichols.
But here's the problem.
Paul
if
Pierce.
you have the whole quote, right? If you have the whole quote and you only play that portion of it to debate it, how good of a journalist are you? A reporter?
You're terrible at it.
Right. Okay. So
you're terrible.
I just want to. So all those headlines, right? That put that out there to make that the focal point of what Pat Riley said.
Yeah.
Right? You wonder why players and people think the way they do about you.
Can I have a moment of honesty though?
Sure.
I'm glad that he said it. Because you want to know something? It's okay to say, what if we did have our guys? What would have happened in the finals? It's okay. I know that he won't make excuses.
Say that.
I know
Then say that.
I know that he won't make excuses. I'll make excuses all day, son.
No. Listen, there's never been a time when I've been on a team that lost a key player that I haven't said, I don't know if it would have been any different, but I would have liked to have all my players.
Look, this happens all the time. Like the years before, it feels like we've gone through this now in a bunch of finals in a row where people are playing these finals by attrition. Whoever is the healthiest is going to end up holding the trophy at the end.
But that's part of it, though.
Nobody talks about the Raptors championship having an asterisk in it. No, just Kevin Durant and no Klay Thompson. Now the thing is, nobody feels sorry for the Warriors because they gimmick the system. But they lost their two best players. Nobody cares.
Here's the problem, though. That is part of it. When you talk about being healthy throughout your run, that is a big piece. Like you look, you can have the best team and not win because of injuries, but everybody else is taking that same risk.
Oh man.
There's always going to be that asterisk.
Knock it off, Robbie.
Oh boy.
We're going to get banned. I'm going to get suspended. Leroy's called for me to be suspended from Heat Media. Why? Why are you trying to have me suspended?
Because you look what you did.
I didn't mean to. And it's not my fault that the media is low rent.
Yeah, all right.
Just wanted to chop it up with the Godfather a little bit about the finals,
The media and Robbie, because Robbie played a part that you kept from that interview. Here it comes. Go ahead, Robbie.
There's always going to be that asterisk.
Yeah. See? There you go.
I don't think I should be banned.
Yes.
Godfather and I just want to...
You're 2 for 2.
Look.
2 questions.
Hey. Let's be honest. He's thought about it. He's thought about it. It's okay.
He might have said it anyway.
This is what you have to stop doing. stop going into these pressers as Pope Petty. Right? Go in there as Brendan Tobin, not as Pope Petty. Because all your questions have a petty tinge to it. Right? Because of how you feel. Right? Oh, I know this would have been so different if all our guys were healthy.
It would have been.
Impressions of the South Florida crowd tonight. It's been a while since you guys have been
You
here.
can't play that game.
No Gogi.
You cannot play that game.
That asterisk.
Here's why. Jimmy Butler needed to go 40 and 37 to win 2 games.
Yep.
But if those other players are there, he doesn't shoot as much.
Yeah, but also he's also not as exhausted by game 6.
True. But see how this all plays out? It keeps more. No, man, it's part of the game. It's unfortunate.
Everyone's mad at me. Everyone's so mad at
Right,
me.
of course.
Everyone's mad at me. -100. Give him all the minuses.
-1.
Suspend him.